who is in your Premier League 2020/21 team of the season? That is why I'm asking Oscar today, who is a Southampton fan. Oscar, how are you?
Not too bad, thanks, Jake. Yeah, busy weekend. So.
Yeah, good. Yeah, better to be busy, that's for sure. Oscar, you're a Southampton fan. Sum up Southampton's season for us. I mean, going from top six to bottom six at some stage of the season. Mad for you.
Yeah, it was definitely a season of two halves. Well, obviously the first half being amazing up until Christmas. Then we had that brilliant win at Liverpool, and then it just completely fell off the edge of a cliff. I think really without that amazing start we had, we'd really be in trouble down in the relegation zone. It just completely, the players just looked tired and didn't look up for it in the second half of the season.
Yeah, very quite strange, because you were on top of the world at some points in the first half of the season. Something just must have gone slightly wrong with you in the second half of the season. What do you think did go wrong? And here's a question: do you think Hasenhüttl is the man to take Southampton forward?
Yeah, I think he is, to answer that question. I mean, the board obviously back him, and I like him as a manager. Plays good football, nice football. But it's just the problem we've had of keeping leads. It's been a massive problem.
Yeah.
So we've got to sort that out. But I think he's a very good manager. And as to what went wrong, I don't really know. I just think we just flopped, really. As I said, losing Leeds is one of those. Like, just lost so many points from winning positions. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But and letting in goals as well it didn't really help that we kept on switching goalkeepers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we had the second most goals conceded behind West Brom, so that was also a big problem.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a lot in the last 2 years for a manager to keep on going, losing 9-0 to, I think you did do it to the same side 2 years in a row, which as managers, players and fans is a real mental blow. But yeah, I think he's an okay manager. It's just whether he can take you forward to where you want to be. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. But without further ado, we will get into your team there. We will start in goal. Who've you gone for?
Yeah, I've got Alisson in goal. I mean, he's not the natural choice considering where Liverpool finished. Obviously, the easier choice would be like Martinez or someone like that. But I just thought he was so influential at the back end of the season for Liverpool getting into that top four. Just like really good performances. Obviously, he scored that late winner at West Brom, and that really helped. But apart from that, he was one memorable game. He was very good against Saints, against us when they beat us 2-0. He was very good in that game. And he made some big saves in other games as well that really kept them in the top four race.
Yeah, and of course he's had problems off the pitch this season as well, losing members of his family. To come back from that and in the mental state he must have been in, absolutely fantastic turnaround of the season. But just before I go any further, I'd like to thank our sponsors for this series. It's the Blowing Bubbles magazine. You can check out their link in the description down below. And if you use the discount code, where is it? There it is, Jake Cox. When you buy a 11 magazine subscription, you can get £5 off using that discount code. So check out their link in the description down below. But back to the team then. Now I like this pick next because I am a West Ham fan. But who've you gone for at right back?
I went for Vladimir Sufan, I think. So yeah, I mean he's coming in from like he was new to the Premier League this season. And I think he was really good. He was getting up and down the line. He had assists, and I think him and Cresswell, I think they were really, really good for West Ham, both attacking and defending, and especially because he just come into the Premier League, and that's very hard to do that, coming in and then playing very well. And I think he played really well. So
yeah, probably in the Premier League, the signing of the season has definitely got to be out there for £5 million coming in. And as you said, it's really, really hard to come into Premier League straight away. He played a matter of days after he signed against Leicester, and he, from that moment on, has been an absolute revelation and been a massive influence on our side. Still, to this day, I wonder how we nicked this man for £5 million. But that's football. You can pay £80 million for Harry Maguire and get an average player. You can pay £5 million for Vladimir Sufal, and you can get what we've got this season. But we'll move into your centre back pairing. Then, who's the first of your two centre backs?
Diaz. I had Diaz in there. I just thought, how can you not have him in this season? He played a lot, the majority of the games for City. He was brilliant at the back for them. He's been scoring goals. He's been good from corners. I just think, and the partnership he's had with Stones, I just think it was very. Without him, I don't think City would have won the title. To say, I think he's got to be up there for Player of the Season. I think.
Yeah, so influential with that last kind of piece of the puzzle for Manchester City. Obviously, it didn't work out last night. We're filming this on Sunday. It didn't work out last night in the Champions League final, but I mean, they still won the unconventional double where they won the Carabao Cup and the Premier League. So, they'll be disappointed, Manchester City, Ruben Diaz, and all of the players, but, it's still a good season. And I mean, the Champions League keeps eluding Pep Guardiola, but I'm sure one of these years he'll win it with the side he's got and the squad he's got.
Yeah. So, I just think he's been brilliant, frankly.
Yeah.
But on the Champions League thing, they just can't seem to win the Champions League.
I know.
I watched a bit of it, and they really, really weren't good. So.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they weren't very good at all. But who is going to pair with Ruben Diaz as your second centre back then?
Well, I thought if I have Ruben Diaz, I'll have John Stones as well, because I thought, having been on the fringes, well, not there, he won in the picture for Manchester City for a couple of years now. And I think he built in training. He decided that he obviously wanted to get back in the team, and he's trained and he's got back into the team and he's performed. He's done really well with Diaz. He scored a few goals, and I think that partnership with Diaz was crucial to City's the streak that they went on, and then ultimately winning the title.
Yeah, and I think Diaz has made Stones a better player as well in there, because the John Stones of old, making a few mistakes here and there. It crept into him last night. I watched the game. I'm going to be completely honest with you, just a couple of times, but yeah, Ruben Diaz and John Stones, a very good centre back partnership, and as you said, helped them well on their way to their title win. Let's move out onto the left hand side then. Now, a player I like you put a left back that this player's not coming up very often. Who've you gone for at left back?
I went for Stuart Dallas, because I think Leeds, what a season they've had from coming up, and they play really, really nice football. It's really enjoyable to watch. It's attacking, it's free flowing and free passing. I really like the football they play, and I think Dallas has done really well at left back. Like Sufal, he's getting up the line. He scored a lot of goals. Although Leeds haven't kept a clean sheet too often, he's got goals, he's got assists, and he's a big part in helping them, helping their attacking movement.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree. The whole Leeds side have really come together this season to put a real good team bond. All of their players, a fantastic season for them, and I like them. I think it's some people's second team this season, because their attacking football it's just been really refreshing for them, and for the whole Premier League watching them. But that's a pretty good back line. But we'll move into your midfield, and who's the first of your two central midfielders then?
So Gundogan, I think was the first one. So, I just think, although he hasn't played central midfield, obviously the whole season, I don't think he's played there very few times. He was playing in the sort of false nine position, but I think he was just brilliant, wasn't he? In that mid part of the season when City went on that massive winning streak, he was just getting all the goals. Aguero and Jesus, they were out, and he was in a completely playing out of position. He went on a scoring streak that most Premier League strikers would be chuffed with. So I think, like Diaz, I think he was absolutely crucial. I think he's probably City's player of the season, I'd say, for this season, because without his goals, they would have never have gone on the streak and got where they ended up in the table, because they were sort of around mid-table because they had a really bad start. I think he really helped them sort of get to the top.
Yeah, and from that central attacking position, scoring 17 goals ain't half bad. I think he scored 17 goals, and really, really good player, and a fantastic run that he went on with all of those goals. But we'll move out to the flanks there. We'll move out wide. We'll start on the left. Who have you gone for as your left midfield player?
Yeah, so left mid, I went for Son, because again, like Gundogan, he sort of really played up front with Kane. But I thought that like Tottenham, although they didn't do brilliantly, the start of the season, throughout the whole season, that pairing, Son and Kane, they've just been brilliant. He obviously got a lot of goals to start with, and then as they moved on, Kane started scoring a bit more, and Son started getting more assists. But I think at Tottenham it was a two-man show throughout their season there. Son and Kane. I think he's been very good constantly for Tottenham, and I think especially this season he really outdid himself.
Yeah, I agree. We will go back to your second central midfielder. Then who have you gone for there? I did miss that player. I apologise.
Did I have Souček? I can't actually remember. I think I had Souček. Yeah. I think he has definitely, for me, been West Ham's best player throughout the season. Could have had Lingard, but I didn't have him because he's only been there half the season. But I think Souček, he's been obviously vital with those goals from corners and from set pieces, the headers. He's got strength in midfield. He's got a good passing range. I think he's been brilliant as well. And I heard something that he was the one that wanted Sofao made the decision that Sofao would be a good signing for West Ham. And I think aside from that, he's just been brilliant for you this season. And I think without him, I don't think your push and your brilliant season that you guys had, I don't think that would have been possible without him.
Yeah, I completely agree. This player's just been so influential alongside Declan Rice in there. And, the thing that I really like about him, he looks, on the 40th minute or the 50th minute, he looks absolutely knackered, but he just keeps on running. He is a tank, and he did. I think it has now come out that he was asked by West Ham if you could bring one player, because he was so successful, if you could bring one player to West Ham from Slavia Prague, who would it be? And he said Vladimir Sufal, and they brought him in, and I mean, what a player he's been. He's in your team of the season as well.
Yeah, so I think obviously those two checks, I think they were just brilliant for West Ham this season, along with Cresswell and Lingard at the end. Your whole team was just brilliant this season.
Yeah, we've all come together, all come together as an absolute unit and team to get Europa League football. But we've done the central midfielders, we've gone out wide to the left. Let's now go out wide to the right. Who have you picked as your right midfielder?
I mean, I don't think any team of the season can complete that Mo Salah, really. It's like Alisson. Liverpool, not a brilliant season, but he just scores goals. He gets assists. He's so influential for Liverpool. When anyone else is not scoring, you look who's name on the team sheet, and Salah is always there. Yeah, I know there's a load of rumours about him going to Barcelona and he's not happy at Liverpool. But when you get a big player like him, of course that rumours are going to come. If you look at like Messi, there are rumours about him leaving. But I just think he's just so crucial, like in Liverpool's whole attacking. Yeah, in their whole attack, he's just brilliant, I think.
Yeah, I completely agree. And some people have said now he's almost what's the word? He's almost a selfish striker, right midfielder, which is what people like, because he scores goals, and if he sees the goal, he's going to shoot. And most times he puts it in the back of the net. He's just got that intent to score, and I think he was second in the end for the Golden Boot, 22 goals, not shabby at all.
No, I think, yeah. And you look at the season Liverpool have had, fourth, and he's still got 22 goals. Yeah, I just think it's incredible.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely fantastic season as per usual. Let's say for him. We'll move into your strike force then, and the player that beat him to the Golden Boot award is next. But who was your first of your two strikers?
Yeah, I had Kelechi Iheanacho. I thought, well, Leicester, they'd gone really well at the start of the season. Vardy had done well, and then he got that injury, and then after that he had a bit of a goal drought. And I thought they brought Iheanacho in, and he didn't play much of the season, but I think that run that he went on, obviously they didn't get top four in the end, but I think it definitely kept Leicester in the hunt the whole way through and kept them where they were in the table. It was just, I don't know, he had like 12 goals in 14 games or something. It was remarkable for a striker who's sort of one of those ones who went around a lot of clubs but no one really wasn't getting first team football anywhere. He wasn't scoring big goals, and then he goes to Leicester. He's straight in and he does that, and yeah. I just thought it was really good. I thought.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I mean, he's just been a goal scoring machine for Leicester, and it's really helped them. They were in that Champions League spot. They dropped out again for the second season running, but it's proved a few people wrong, Kelechi Iheanacho, especially in the second part of the season.
Yeah, definitely.
He has been fantastic. But the player that beat Mo Salah to the Golden Boot award is next. I mean, these two, they're in most people's team of the season. But who's going to finish off? Who is your last player?
I've been looking at his season. It's got to be Harry Kane. He finished the Golden Boot. He had the most assists as well. I mean, he's completely outdone himself this year. He's just been brilliant for Tottenham. As I said, two-man show, Son and Kane. But the start against Southampton, when they scored 5 against us, he had 4 assists and a goal. And at the start of the season, he was playing a bit of second fiddle to Son, and then he's really, that second part of the season, he's just scoring. He's scoring. It never stopped. He never has a drought. He was amazing. I think anyone who doesn't have him in their team of the season got something wrong with them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, fantastic season. Do you believe he's going to sit in the summer to replace Aguero?
I think, I don't know. It's hard to say really, because there's lots of rumours going around, isn't there? Because Pep said he don't want a striker, and then he's come out saying, "Oh, we might buy Mbappe, or we might buy Kane, we might buy Haaland." I don't know. I just don't know. I think he's just made it plain to Daniel Levy that he wants silverware, and obviously they want to keep him at the club. But I think they understand that. But I can't remember what's going on. But he wants to leave for sort of 100 million, and they want to sell him for sort of much more than that. I can't see it going through personally. I just think it's a lot of hype for nothing really. But he's made it clear that he wants silverware, and that's fair enough for a player like him. Yeah, neither. But I don't think he'd do that to Tottenham really.
That's it.
I think he's just been there so long.
That's an interesting, way to look at it. He wants trophies, and it's clear that he's probably not going to get that at Spurs. So perhaps wants to move away. I don't know whether Man City or these clubs are going to be able to pluck up the cash. Man City, they can easily go and buy Mbappe, Haaland, whoever they like. But it's just whether they can get the deal over the line. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. It's going to be a very intriguing summer in the world of football. Where's Aguero going? Is Messi going to go? Mbappe, Haaland, all of these players.
Yeah, definitely. I think, again, and the ones you did mention, like Salah and some of the smaller players that have performed this season, like Lingard, is he going to go back to West Ham, or what's going to happen with him? Danny Ings as well, because now Lingard's gone. Maybe West Ham looking at him. It's just there's lots of players that there's a lot of unrest, I think, between some players.
Yeah, it's going to be a very intriguing summer for us all. But actually, before we review your side, let's have a look. Who's going to lead this side? Who's going to put all these tactics together? Who's been your manager of the season?
I went for Thomas Tuchel, and I went for him because, I mean, even more so now they've won the Champions League, and that he, from a side that Lampard, he brought in a load of big players and they didn't perform. They didn't look like a team. And then Tuchel came in. He went unbeaten for a number of games. Won the Champions League, won the FA Cup. I think their performance was incredible. He's got top 4 considering where they were when he came in, and he's just brought the whole team together and made Chelsea a force to be reckoned with for next season. I think Chelsea can have a serious bid for the title next season.
Oh yeah, I agree. It's been a really good what's the word? Rebuild after Lampard left. They were sat in 8th or 9th position, and now, won the Champions League for the second time yesterday. Got into the Champions League, and what a rebuild. And I mean, we don't like to see it at West Ham, but to be honest, you've got to say, hats off, fair play. You've worked wonders here.
Yeah, I mean, it was very close. You had lots of people that were in for it, like Guardiola for what he did at City, David Moyes because West Ham just had an incredible season, Bielsa because of what he's done at Leeds. There's lots of candidates, I think. There's been lots of good performances, but I just went for Tuchel because of what he's achieved after where they were. He's got top 4. He's then won the Champions League and won the FA Cup. I think he did really, really well there.
Yeah, and to be honest, I've been surprised. This is and you are the only person that's gone for Tuchel as your manager so far. I really expected there to be more people gone for him because the rebuild, we've discussed it. He's been absolutely fantastic. But let's review your team and round things off. So in goal, I also go for Alisson, a back 4 of Soufal. I like that. John Stones, Ruben Diaz, and Stuart Dallas, a very decent back 4. 2 very capable central midfielders in Thomas Souček and Ilkay Gundogan. Son on the left, Mo Salah on the right, and then Harry Kane and Kelechi Iheanacho, who've both had fantastic seasons. That's a team that'll take some beating. That.
Thank you. Yeah, I think every team of the season, whoever's chosen it, unless they've been asleep the whole season, I think it'll be hard to beat. But I think those 11 players and that manager, I think they've been brilliant this season.
Yeah, they have. And there's been many candidates, and it's been a fantastic Premier League season. Oscar, final thoughts?
Yeah, I just think there were lots of players because lots of teams did well. You got West Ham, obviously, with a brilliant season. Leicester, good season, although dropped out of the last game, I think it was. City, obviously, from there they were winning the title. Chelsea, what they've gone on and done. Lots of clubs playing good football as well, like Fulham and Brighton. I think they both play very good football, even though just they don't get results. I think it's been a nice season, but it's just a shame that none of us could go and watch. Really,
yeah.
Especially you guys who obviously had a brilliant season. That would have been amazing if you would have been able to go and see your team push for Champions League. So
I know. It is typical West Ham, and us fans look at it and think, if we could have been in there for all of those 38 games, we thought we could have been that 12th man to try and push us on. I don't know. Well, some fans were allowed to go, obviously, in the last game of the season and clap the players for a fantastic season. And from a West Ham perspective, who would have thought it in a very dark time? West Ham are the only light. Never have thought that. But Oscar, thank you very much for coming on and giving your views and your team of the season.
Thank you very much, Jake.
Thank you very much. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new around here from me. Come on, you guys, and I'll see you very, very soon. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.